Hi, I'm Ash. Welcome to Ember and Fury. Thank you so much for your patience. I didn't have a video out yesterday. I was getting some work done, some ink done. Forearm and the hand, just kind of all sort of complete. We're eventually working its way up. Super exciting. It hurt a lot more this time than the other times for sure. But it was like maybe a half hour less, or maybe, yeah, a half hour less than normal. So that's okay. It's done and over and I don't have to do it again. Yay! Ugh. It also felt like they were hurting me intentionally, even though I asked for them to do the tattoo. I was like, they're probably pressing harder on purpose. They're probably like way over here and they're just doing it on purpose. It's not like that at all. It's really not like that at all. It's just getting it done. Okay, I'm using the pink tarot today. I'm on a whole pink vibe. I don't know about you, but I love it. And I really think that's all that matters. So if you're here today and you love it, fantastic. Like this video, come subscribe. If you don't, you just listen. You don't have to look at it. My nose has been a little bit more runny than usual, so I'm not sure if I'm coming down with something or if I'm sneezing. Well, I am sneezing a lot more than normal as well, so could be 'tis the season. It is February 1st, after all. This is for the 1st to the 2nd, okay? The World in reverse. 7 of Cups in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, are you wondering about the future of something or the stability of something, or are you really, really settling here? Temperance in reverse. I don't know how I feel about this reading yet. I'm so uneasy about this. It's like, I can see it, but the person who's inquiring about this doesn't see it. Interesting. What are you not seeing? What am I not seeing? Could be the same thing. I wonder. 10 of Cups in reverse. Not a dream come true. Happy birthday to any Aquariuses in the house as well. We got Virgo energy here. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Sag. Lots of zodiac signs here. I felt like the 10 of Cups in reverse was just swiping for whatever reason. Like it's just like it's gone. It's like you're swiping it. I don't know. It feels weird. 6 of Pentacles. Oh. Interesting. The dynamic changed. Whoa, Empress. Oh my gosh, the last reading I did for you guys a couple days ago. Empress in the same position. I shuffled the cards quite a lot. And the Empress still in the position. I cut the deck. I don't think about where I cut the deck. I'm like, oh, maybe this pile smaller, this pile bigger. No. Okay, so let's take a look. World in reverse. Someone's world is upside down. They're unstable. They're really, really going within. Taking some time here. That's great. That's really good that if you're the person that's doing this, good. If you're wondering about the person who's doing this, they've got a lot on their mind and they have a lot to think about right now. Person's trying to heal, trying to get themselves back to themselves. They might have lost themselves in this connection or relationship. I was like, is my microphone on? And then I seen the number 420. I was like, come on, universe. There could be someone on a particular vibration that could be suppressing and just trying to put themselves in a place of reflection without being able to run away from it. It's like you're either the person who's doing a lot of time out for themselves is actively putting themselves into this forced reflection state, or Or they know what they need to do, they're just not doing it. And I see it here where it's like dragging it out. Oh, this is interesting. Because this is kind of like, in the beginning of a relationship, a guy who is with a woman who wants to like hang out, meet with her, blah, blah, blah. Interested, very interested. But something happens, this person makes a mistake, self-sabotages. Let's give the example of that person then walks away. Let's go, moves on, thinks about it, comes back, reflects on it. Maybe hopes the person has learned from their actions about why that person disappeared and come back. But at the same time, that person just shouldn't have never come back. And so what ends up happening, we get the dynamic of a person who then sees another person, doesn't appreciate them, doesn't love them, doesn't care about them, da-da-da-da-da. That person who then walked away, came back, wants this person, this other person. The other person who feels betrayed, but betrayed to begin with, is going to drag it out. They know that they're wanted. They like it, but they don't want to this person because they didn't want them to begin with. There's just so many red flags that it's hard for me to ignore with this particular reading and message, that it's kind of like this person knows that they should break up with you, should let you go, should blah, 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 blah. But they don't. Why? Because they don't have to. It's kind of like I was watching Pokemon yesterday when I was doing this, and I'm like, and Misty stayed. For like so many episodes, I was like, and Misty stayed. And Misty stayed. Why did she stay hanging around with them? She said, but I want my bike. She hanged around with them for like years. She could have went and bought her own bike by then. These people were like making fun of her, dragging her along, weren't appreciating her, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whoa. The realization of like just giving it all to yourself instead, because nobody wants to give it to you if you're trying to get it from them. Which is so weird to think about. Now we're thinking about it. I'm like, oh. But I was trying to get my happiness from them. They don't want to give me the happiness because I'm trying to get the happiness out of them. And I feel like the Grinch. Realization. So then you give that happiness to yourself. But I also see that someone who's very, very impatient to reciprocate, to like give to you because they only see you, but I do see it coming from not a great place. It's coming from a place of insecurity, attachment, not wanting to be alone, not wanting to fuck up, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, give it a lot more time. Definitely. Temperance in reverse is telling me someone is impatient here. Do the opposite of what they want. Because if you lean into their impatience, that's the instant gratification they want, and they don't want it all of a sudden. Such a mind game. But that's the purpose of the game. So let's play it. Okay, what is the challenge? For those who are here today, January 1st to 2nd, we got a couple little cards here. Little cards. Ace of Swords reverse! And the Five of Wands. Ugh. I was like, no, these are two cards. And I'm like, they wouldn't be here if there was a reason. And now I'm picking up both cards and they're so totally relating to each other. I'm just like, the challenge is lies, deception, betrayal. Like, to begin with, if you think about this, no good intentions to the start. No good intentions from the start. You can't weed through words of bullshit. It stinks. It's terrible. It's a waste of time. And they would have done it for you. So we may also need to kind of see it for what it really is as well when I speak of this connection or this relationship, because this person maybe, like, you may not even know that it's insecurities, that they're the reason why they're trying to do this. When I say the impatience and them trying to push for something, but there's an instability, you're like, why would I even if it's that unstable? But I do feel like through any decision that you do make, because the Empress is here and it is in the upright, that is the most positive sign of this whole reading. And it was the last card. Well, of the 9 thus far. That I do feel the decisions that you are making, you're going to roll with it. Where you're like, okay, I kind of want to do that, but there's this thing in the back of my mind that's saying that it might not be a good idea. The universe is saying it's not a good idea. If you do decide to go through with it, you're still going to make something of it and use it to your advantage and benefit. That's what I do see here. So although there is a challenge of, it feels like swimming through kelp, like lots of kelp. I just see the picture of swimming through kelp. That's all I see in my mind, is like, how do I get through this? This is gross. What if something touches my foot? Ugh. And it's almost like, why even try? I'm not going to put myself through that. I'm not doing that. And I seen a video the other day, or a couple videos. I've been binge watching a whole bunch of these other videos of like XY's thinking they could do this, or XY's this and that. I was like, whoa, okay. And so the one thing that's I'm unable to like comprehend is how, when it comes to going on an activity or an adventure, and it's putting yourself at risk for something, why do we continue and go through with it? Why do we say yes to something and not take care of ourselves? Because that's ultimately what they're testing us for. If we're like, we're not gonna, if we can't swim, and they're like, well, I'm gonna go for a swim, I'm going for a river and that, and then they force you to go to do that with you on a first or second date or this and that, then it's like, they're not there to take care of you. And there's nothing that we can do after the fact. So when you raise your standards completely high, you're not letting them convince you to lower your standards. They're gonna say you're selfish. They're gonna be like, you're whatever. They're just gonna call you out on things that is ultimately just a reflection of themselves. So don't take it personally. It is lies. Overall energy of this message for those who are here today: the Magician in reverse, 6 of Cups in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun in reverse. This makes me feel like that you're stuck in a particular perspective, way of thinking, or rut of rumination that isn't allowing you to see an opportunity that's available. It's a lot of clouding around it. But I feel like once we flip the script for ourselves, we start to see who wasn't going to give us what we really wanted in life, and that, I don't know how to say this. Like, I don't want to say, like, looking back, we wasted a lot of time wanting from them, and we wasted a lot of time reflecting on how they didn't love us when we just needed to accept they never did. We don't need to understand why. Just to get over the fact that they never did. And there's still this darkness here, the Sun in reverse. So I do feel that there's something here that you're really, really, really overcoming, and it's only bringing you back to yourself, into your truest, best, highest form of yourself, in a place where you're so accepting of their choices that you know that's nothing to do with you, nor is it part of your journey. All it was an awakening to what wasn't meant for you or not for you. Like going through a breakup where someone self-sabotaged the connection. All it is information for yourself to move forward onto the next connection. And then that person is left with their mistakes. So I see you in a really good place. You're giving yourself what this person never gave to you. And you're maybe even doing it very silently. What is the outcome of this message for those who aren't here? Thank you. 7 of Wands. Now, I believe there was a 7 of Wands card in the Light Seers Tarot, I believe. And the 7 of... I'm like showing this camera and that camera at the same time, but like... So I'll go to this camera. But yeah, so I was like... in the Light Seers Tarot, there is a card, the 7 of... Is it 7 of Swords? No, it's a 7 of Wands, where the person is in a bubble. And I was watching Selling Sunset last night. And the person that was in the video or the show was saying, go to your bubble of peace and don't let anyone pop it. And I was like, oh, this is your bubble of peace and you're not going to let anyone pop it. You're going to actually like stand your ground with it. You're going to create a thick layer of skin around it for sure. You're not going to let someone drain you of your energy and make you smaller than you ever are. You will always remain big. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the greatest way possible. And I don't mean big and like fat or nothing. Like that's weird. Why would we ever want to like think about that? That's like I mean big and like being proud and confident and tall and strong. Like even if you're short, you stand in. You confident, like someone who can stand up straight and has a straight back is a lot more confident themselves. You know, someone who's not very confident, they slouch a lot, they look down, they can't look eye to eye. You'll notice yourself start to change. Allow yourself to embrace this new journey forward and to have the clouds clear the sky to see the opportunity of what the universe really wants to give you. Okay? You're here for a blessing. The universe is ready to give it to you. Be ready to accept it. But in order to accept it, we have to actually, how do you say this? Value ourselves enough to know that we deserve it. Because when we don't deserve it, we self-sabotage it and we push it away. Okay, so let's take a look at each of these zodiac signs. First, I'm going to get the overall energy before each of the zodiac signs. Overall energy of this message from February 1st through the 2nd. Thank you. Is Observer. Yeah, this is where you're not taking things so serious. You're not going to fall for someone on the first date. Like, you can, if it's that serendipitous, but I really see it as like, you're just witnessing, noticing, seeing how this person's going to treat you. How does this person make you feel? That's when you're moving forward in life, in a connection, as we're letting go and releasing of a connection as well. Okay. So there's just a lot of observance, a lot of receiving, a lot of just witnessing. This doesn't mean that you can't be sweet. This doesn't mean you can't be reciprocal. This doesn't mean you can't be a nice individual. Right? Like, I made a mistake the other day, and I let the stress get the best of me. So instead of letting the stress get the best of you, understand and remain blessed in the best of it. Okay? So when times get tough, just realize, say thank you and walk away and say thank you, bye. That's it. That's all it takes. Quick, very quick. So let's find out more about each of the zodiac signs that are here today for you. And what they want to say and have you know about this, okay? So we'll start from past to the future. Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo specifically. Then we've got Sagittarius. Then there's Aries, Leo, Sag, Taurus energy. I can also acknowledge Aquarius specifically and Leo specifically as well. Okay, fantastic. What does the fixed signs, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, what do they want you to know? What do they have to say to you I can't make you happy. There's really nothing more to say about this. This person believes this wholeheartedly, and there's nothing that you can do to change it. This means that this person isn't your person, and we cannot force it into that, because that will be a trauma bond relationship. If this person can't make you happy, this means that the way that the two of you grew up and or what you're looking for will be incompatible. If we looked at both your birth charts, we will be able to see that for sure. But there could also be, how would I say, healing this person has to do, so they have to actually work on themselves first in order to be able to report any happiness at all. Okay. What is the Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, wanting you to know? Thank you. Why can't I move on from you? I need to figure myself out. The attachment is really highly set in. We're actually having to take our heart back, and we're having to bless ourselves during this time. This is where you're really going to have to get your work on. Get your work on. Go bless yourself with a ton of little things. And that doesn't have to be a ton of little things. It could be like a big trip. It could be something that you're just, whatever it is makes you happy. Now, I don't condone treating yourself like a dog and going out to eat a lot. But if you, like, I had Arby's last night. Not a paid advertisement, but I had Arby's last night. And I was just like, wow, like, it's been a long time since I ever had that. So, like, guilty pleasure. Let's, did it. It's great. Okay, let's see. What does Virgo specifically want you to know? Some other card in here too. Okay, great. We got 2 cards from Virgo. What does Virgo want you to know? Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. Will you leave me like the others? Kind of sounds like pick-me energy slightly, where it's like they're really trying to voice their concerns and tell you that I don't like it, but at the same time they're a little bit of insecurity where they're not walking away. I cringe. I'm a Virgo, don't get me wrong, like I get it, I know it is. That's the past. Thank goodness. We're working through it. Let's see. Sagittarius energy. Okay. Tell me more about the Sagittarius energy. What do they want you to know? I feel like I'm holding the cards really weird. I'm gonna redo that. Oh, painful memories. What else do they want you to know? Let's get one more card. Thank you, Archangel Michael. For Sagittarius, what do they want you to know? Why do I feel this way? Oh. Okay, painful memories. Why do I feel this way? It's because they're still thinking about you. They're still trying to process why a connection or something would go like that. Or they're not understanding that people think of themselves still. They're not understanding that people would take advantage of you. And they're not understanding there's bad people out there. Whether this is you or whether this is them. Okay? There's definitely an experience this person didn't experience. And they're now kind of understanding that maybe they should have let go sooner. Okay, so then what is fire signs? Want you to know, Aries, Leo, Sag, please don't wait for me. Or it says, don't wait for me, please. I said this to someone before. When I said it to them, I was like in this space where I was like kind of figuring out, am I with this person still? Kind of wanting to make it work, kind of want to fix it, but I also, but that my needs are still not being met. They're not communicating with me. I don't feel loved, crying all the time, but I'm also not ready to hop into the new thing because I feel like that new thing is like, I don't know why I did that. I was just itchy here, but doing it weird, and I feel like I pinched myself. So like then there's this new thing that it's like they're maybe not going to be as committed because they're also in something, or it's just not really a good situation. It's more of a thing or a fling or like a sex thing instead, and it's just like a please don't wait for me. Like go get your fill because you're not going to get it from me kind of energy. I'm still kind of working on my thing, and I don't want to like give myself to another person because I know that that person isn't going to appreciate for me for who I am kind of vibe. That's what it kind of saying. At least that's what I said when I said it. Okay, so what else do they want you to know? You were right. Whoa. But this means that this person is accepting the spot, place that they're in, and is just, how do I say, I don't know, it's not like they're not learning a lesson or anything. It's more like they're just accepting where they're at in life right now, and that they're not really ready for anything else. That's kind of what it feels like. Tell me more about the Taurus energy. How does Taurus feel about you? What do they want you to know? Don't put up with my BS. Taurus is saying, hey, call me out when shit's going down. I don't want you to put up with me. I don't want you to, this is not the kind of me that I want you to remember. So call me out if ever happens. Don't put up with my BS, it says. You are so different from everyone around me. Oh, well, of course there's, if it's speaking of the Empress, yes, of course. They're going to say, you're so different from everyone around me. But don't fall for any love bombing. Be very mindful. This person's going to say all the right things, do all the right things, but if they are, it's too good to be true. And when it is, it is. I'm going to tell you. Childhood trauma. Oh, we're still working through some things here. I'm going to tell you, me too. It's a reminder every single day. It ain't going to go away. It never will. We just accept who we were and who they were and everything in the situation. And we're like, cool. You know, that's happening right now to someone else too, in another way. And I'm there for that because I've lived it, and I know that, you know what? We can make it through to the other side. I feel like I'm a Ken right now, and I'm just like in Ken world or something. Okay, no others. Okay, we do have Aquarius and Leo energy as well. What does Aquarius want you to know? It says, I need to hold back my true feelings for you. Ooh, why? Why do they need to hold back their true feelings for you? Why do they need to hold back your true feelings for you? Because they feel lonely. They don't want to be in a very, how do I say this? They don't want to be in a very vulnerable place. So they're putting you in the vulnerable place, which does not make sense, but this is their way to protect themselves. So I want you to know they really, really do care for you. They will never be able to show it or reveal that to you. They're feeling lonely because they potentially know how they fucked up and where they fucked up, and they don't really want to be wrong, because if that means that their ego breaks. Their ego is very strong right now. They don't. It's not a very good time for them to feel broken right now. So they're hanging on to little bits that they got left, which is fine. Continue on. Tell me more about this Leo energy. What does Leo want us to know? Will this ever change? Will this ever change? Will this ever get better? I remember so many times whenever someone says, it's not always gonna be like this. Why? Why do they say that? Because they're not ready to break up with you. The moment that it's going to change is because you guys are going to break up. That's the only reason. Because it's inevitable. It's not always going to be like this. Because you're going to choose to change your life, because I'm not going to change. Kind of what it says. Sucks. That's fine. Leo energy is feeling this. Tell me more about what Leo wants those to know. Thank you. These feelings are eating me alive. These feelings are eating me alive. This could also go into the progression of Will this progress into a relationship? Will this ever change from being a friend zone, or going from one phase to another phase? Whatever phase that you're in with this particular connection or relationship, someone's wondering, are we ever gonna get out of this particular, like, are we ever gonna get into the next level? Like, I kind of wanna, get to the next stage in life, upgrade things, and it's just like they're like keeping it at arm's length, which sucks. So you can do all you can to stand up for yourself around this. But when I was telling you that story about go to your peace bubble and really, like, don't let no one pop that, you're not going to actually tell them. You're just going to stand your ground when it comes to protecting your peace. Okay? I love it. Bottom of the deck, I could understand you. So as much as they wish you could understand you, they're not on the same length. They're not on the same wavelength, nor do they value the same things. And that's why you're having such a clash right now, okay? So that is your message for today. Thank you so much for joining me here. I love you tons. And this will eventually become an extended reading. So take it in all that you can while you can. I love you tons, and I'll see you around. See you tomorrow.